Real Estate Group.
I never understood why people are so afraid to eat at an open house.
I know. The open house starts right now.
And it does every Wednesday, courtesy of the pros at Hanson Real Estate Group. And hard to believe it's already towards the end of April, but I'm being joined by Jamie Back. Hey, Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
Not too bad. Good to see you. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's possible Easter's already over.
Yeah, it's going to be a honey of a day.
Oh my gosh, that was good. I give you credit on that. And I tell you, I've got a jar of honey over here that I was given by the Biology Ecology Club here at Whitehall High School this morning.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
Yeah, Mr. McConnell and his club there always do a great job. So shout out to them guys.
Yep, and it was a pleasure to have them in the studio as we celebrate Earth Week here on WHTL. And I can't wait to taste that honey. I bet it's pretty good.
I bet it looks good. So,
yeah. Okay, let's talk about some issues involving real estate. How's the market? Is it picking up? I know that things were selling the minute they hit the market.
Yeah, we were maybe missing a few listings here now, but we just picked up a bunch of new listings here in the last week, 10 days, and it's full throttle. Everything's moving extremely well right now in the real estate market.
I know it's been a hot seller's market, and I think that's probably going to continue. So if you've got a property that you want to list, maybe it's a good time to consider doing that.
Yeah, now's the time. It's prime time. Spring is here, and just in the big picture of Wisconsin and real estate, it's good all the time, but now is the prime time.
One thing we were going to kind of concentrate on today are property features and trends, and I know that that's something that a lot of homeowners think about when they're out looking for a property. What's the value of outdoor living space? Can you quantify that? Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously first impression, when you look at a property or drive by or do whatever, that's huge. But all of the added features, outdoor decks, patios, hot tubs, there's just so much extra value that you can bring to your property that are sometimes underlooked or undervalued sometimes when you look at a property. So it's a great selling point for a lot of properties.
So if people are thinking about maybe listing their property and maybe they want to upgrade a deck upgrade a patio, maybe something along those lines. Is it sometimes worth the investment? Can you get it back?
Absolutely. And sometimes it's as simple as putting bark or redoing the little things of buying the red bark instead of the bark to give it that little extra eye catch appeal when you put them on the market. But yeah, stamp patios and the fire pits, and there's just so many awesome things. Composite decking, 3-season porches. I mean, there's just all of those little things, especially here in rural Wisconsin, where we deal with maybe 2 seasons, maybe winter.
Yeah, winter and mosquito.
Exactly. So there's a lot of little things that you can add to your value of your property from just outside amenities.
Somebody said they need to figure out a way to breed mosquitoes and firebugs that way, or fireflies that way you can see them coming. That's not a bad idea, really.
Exactly.
All right. Well, another thing, and of course this is timely because we're talking about Earth Week. Energy efficiency and home features. Boy, has that come a long way. Yeah.
So solar panels, geothermal. So are a couple of them, smart thermostats. I mean, so that's why there's a lot of things like when you go into a property, what is geothermal worth, for the heating and cooling of your property? I personally have it in my house. We love it. And we're using the earth to heat and cool our property. Same with solar panels. I mean, there's a lot of good grants out there. I would recommend checking with a lot of different companies or your electric cooperatives about some of the solar. But what does that add to your value of your property? And that's where we can come in and help. And a lot of times people don't even realize they have geothermal or solar or things like that. They're on the roof. You don't see the panels. Obviously, the geothermal's in the ground. You don't see that. And it's just a huge marketing tool for your property.
I can see where that would make a big difference. And, one thing you mentioned was smart thermostats. And it's funny, we had to have a new furnace put in here and central air system, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and we got a smart thermostat. Boy, what a difference in cost.
Yeah, does it have to be 70 degrees in your house when everybody's gone?
Yeah.
Or maybe 64 works, and by the touch of your phone, you can change that.
I change it every day when we go to work, and, I tell you, it makes a huge difference, and it's so much more accurate.
Absolutely. A good feature for a property.
Okay, for people who aren't familiar with geothermal, I think everybody's pretty much familiar with solar panels, but geothermal is one of those things that a lot of people aren't familiar with. How does it work, Jamie?
Well, so they bury in my system, it's a 300-foot loop. And I believe there's 3 lines that run through the ground. They bury that down. I believe it's about 8 feet. Now, I'm not a geothermal specialist, but, and then I believe they say the ground temperature is anywhere from 48 to 50 degrees on a normal, so if you're heating, they take that and then you heat from 50 degrees on up. And same with cooling. You can see on a hot, humid, sticky August day, you can watch the thermostat just drop and it's just a real good natural way of heating and cooling your property. And it's relatively inexpensive to do.
That is something that I think a lot of people might want to check into. That sounds like a really good option, especially if you want to try to save money on your heating and cooling.
Yeah. And again, I'm not a specialist in that, but we just love our system. And if you're thinking about doing that to your properties, I think it can add a tremendous value to it, too.
Now, the other thing that you have on the list here, and that's the rise of multi-generational living. And that's like mother-in-law suites, right?
Yeah. So a family member living with you, or maybe, duplexes. And speaking of duplexes, going to be listing one of those right after the interview here today. Just value where they can bring in other family members, or you have other value that you can get out of your property, just a little one-bedroom efficiency, maybe in the basement or, in a duplex or something like that.
I think that's that's something that when I was young, I remember a lot of family members living with other family members, and especially parents or grandparents, and I think it kind of got away from that maybe a little bit. It seems to me like that's coming back now. It's a lot more popular.
Absolutely. And I have more and more clients looking for, maybe my father-in-law would be moving in with us, or, so they're looking for that extra walkout basement or that extra garage stall or things like that. And that's increasing or marketing. So if you're building or adding those stalls, or there's an incredible increase in your value of your property.
All right, let's talk about some of the properties that you've got listed, because I'll tell you, it's a good time to get out there and look and to buy property right now.
Yeah, so the first one, Mark, this is a brand new listing located right between Independence and Arcadia. It's in Lewis Valley, just a few minutes from our office here. Now, this is just under 6-acre property with one of those houses has a lot of the things that we just talked about. Beautiful decks, nice landscaping, in-floor heat, no geothermal, but it's LP heat. It's just beautiful, and I would recommend going to our website. But if you're looking for a property in the country with a few acres, this is it.
That deck on the front, my God.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And then when you roll around the back, and I don't have all the pictures here for the one you're looking at, but a beautiful stamped patio, a man cave that you could dive for in the back. It's got a little kitchen area. It's got water. It's got heat, electrical, beautiful, lots of storage. Just a great property in the country, located between Independence and Arcadia, listed for $565.
That's a beautiful home, and especially with that kind of acreage, that's a really nice location too.
The next property here, Mark, we just listed. Jake and I were over in Elma. It's right on the main drag in Elma. It's on 304 South Main Street. And if you want one of the most picturesque views, when we listed it, I think you could literally fish from the decks on the backside of this property.
Wow.
But right now it's currently being used as a duplex. The lots of rental possibilities, and great architecture in that. It was originally an implement shop, they said.
Yeah,
And
I was going to say, I'm looking at this, and I thought, that looks like the old-time buildings and old-time westerns, or maybe the old sheriff's office in a western.
yeah, it's got the old original beams in it, and it is cool. And the possibilities are endless on this property. Rental, living, just VRBOs. I mean, the sky's the limit. That's on the market here today for $269,500.
And you said you can sit and basically fish off the back deck.
Absolutely. I've checked that one out on our website. There's a lot of great stuff on that one, Mark.
That's cool. That looks like a neat place. And now that's a conventional sale. It's not
Yeah,
an
that's
auction.
conventional. Yep, that just came on the market this week. That's new. And then my last but not least, we have this 160 acres coming up in Strum. I talked about this last time, but this auction is going to be closing. It's going to be a multi-par auction selling in 3 parcels. That closes on June 2nd, 6 o'clock. So I've got a little bit of time. The open houses are coming, but great time to go out and check that property out. Feel free to give us a call. My number, the best way to reach me, Mark, would be 715-797-0802. Always leave me a message, and I'll be happy to get back to you.
Right, now I know this acreage is broken out into 3 parcels. You can bid on each parcel, if I remember.
Yeah, you can buy it 1, 2, 3, or the entire property. So actually there's 4 different properties. You can buy the whole 160, you can buy a 40 separate, another 40 with the building separate, or the 80. So, and that's something we would love to talk you through if you have any questions on that. But just a great little rural property just out of the outskirts of Strum.
All right. Well, Jamie, always good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And Jamie back with Hanson Real Estate Group. Who's in next week, do you know?
I believe Jackie will be in next week, Mark.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. And I appreciate the info. And, now's the time with the weather getting great to get out there and spruce up the yard, maybe put another coat of paint on that deck and sell your house.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jamie. Jamie Back, Hanson Real Estate Group. Go check them out at hregroup.com if you've got a property you want to sell, or if you've got a property you want to buy, or an auction. There's nobody better than the pros at Hanson Real Estate Group.